So, as you guys know, the Toronto Raptors are a team that, let me quote from Shams Charania's thing. When talking to team officials across the NBA, the Toronto Raptors are the most fascinating franchise to watch before the trade deadline. At 20 and 24 and 11th place in the Eastern Conference, the Raptors have underwhelmed at times and have several talented players. Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet, and Gary Trent Jr., whom teams are monitoring. If the Raptors decide to rebuild and prepare to aim for the draft lottery by moving a couple other key cornerstones, there will be a very long list of suitors. Without a doubt, the Raptors have the full attention of every team across the NBA. But that's not what we're going to speculate right here. The Suns and the Magic have emerged as potential free agent suitors for All-Star guard Fred VanVleet, league sources say. However, my thought process is right here. If you're the Suns, you could trade Jay Crowder and Landry Shamet for Fred VanVleet before the deadline, and then verbally agree with him to re-sign an unrestricted free agency. Orlando, if they wanted to trade Markelle Fultz or Jonathan Isaac, could do the very same. VanVleet is, part of the 2019 NBA championship team and is arguably one of the league's greatest undrafted success stories. And he spoke recently about his pending free agency status in the offseason and how he remained focused on the Raptors franchise. Quote, "I'm completely focused on his team, on this team. My loyalty is to this team and to this franchise, trying to get us back to the level that we're accustomed to around here." End quote. So do I think Fred VanVleet is going to be traded? I don't know. And I know Raptors fans say that he's the least likely one to get traded, but I think people don't realize age is a big thing, and age and money. I've said this whole time that they should try to keep Gary Trent Jr. He's 23. Fred VanVleet's, like 30. So you got, who do you want to be paying close to $30 million a year? Someone who's going to be closer to the wrong side of 30, or someone who's not even 25 yet? And Fred VanVleet is a good player, and a lot of teams who are contending would be interested in his services. So for me, I think that's just something that we should just look at it. And I wonder, honestly, how this will play out, because I don't know what will and what won't happen, because at this point it's just, this team obviously has a lack of shooting that they need to address, and how one does that, Masai Uri, I always fuck up his name, someone tell me down below. But yeah, so that's the big one. I want to hear you guys' thoughts though. What would you guys do if you're a Toronto Raptors fan? And what's the best course of action for this franchise? I think it's definitely an interesting situation that they're in, because I don't know what would be the right course of action for this team if they were to try and, alleviate whatever's going on there. So let me hear your thoughts down below. But quick little news there. I just think also Fred VanVleet, if the Orlando Magic were going to go get him, they should do it in free agency. While if I was the Phoenix Suns, I would trade, Landry Shamet and my man Jay Crowder now, and just to make sure that deal works. I'm pretty sure that deal works, because all you got to do is Raptors. Here we go. We're just checking this out real quick. All right. Where's the Suns? Because the Suns are the 8th seed. So if you did Fred VanVleet 21 point there, you send Landry Shamet, and then you send Jay Crowder. Pretty sure that deal works. Yep, that deal works. And actually, both parties win. Okay, that's not a bad deal. But obviously, if they're rebuilding, they don't want to do that. So,